Almost like you guys were not expecting me to be out. I don't know. I don't know, right? You know, as we go into 2023, it's going to do things a little different.
Does the president have a response to that?
Looking backward, it is the ultimate irony, that the 2020 election was proven by the Trump administration's Homeland. Oh, sorry. I think I got ahead of myself there. We take the law. Today's bill was passed thanks to to the extraordinary leadership of Gretchen Carlson and other survivors and advocates, as well as Congressmen Lois Frankel and Cheri Bustos and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Mazie Hirono. Individuals are also disproportionately impacted. Disproportionately impacted. This morning, the president signed the Speak Out bipartisan legislation, Speak Out Act, I should be clear there, by Finnish President Niinisto, to emphasize. And so if you think about the 737,000, and I could have walked away and not taken your question, Peter, but I would take your question.
I'll make it worth it.
I'm sure you will. Look, this is an important civil rights accomplishment that was achieved in a bicameral and a bipartisan way, and it got that support. This question was well litigated throughout the legislative process, where it passed with both chambers of bipartisan support, and I think that matters, right? Bicameral, bipartisan support was had for this piece of legislation.
In the legislation, so it does not codify discrimination.
Look, what we're saying to you today is that this piece of legislation was done in a bipartisan, bicameral way, and it will make a difference for millions of Americans across the country. Now, finally, today, President Biden met with 3 U.S. winners of the 2022 Nobel Prize, Dr. Carolyn Bertozzi, who won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, Dr. John Clauser, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics, and Dr. Douglas Diamond, who won the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences. The president is restarting an important tradition that just like he does for winning sports teams, as you have seen him do in the past 20 months or so, the president meets with U.S. winners of the Nobel Prize, expand the boundaries of what is possible. Their work is a reminder of why President often says that America can be defined by one word, and you all know that word that he uses is possibilities. With that, I'm going to go out of school for a second. We're giving them Korea, ROK. The Vice President will visit the DMZ. Nearly 70 years since the Korean armistice, the visit will underscore the strength of the U.S.-ROK alliance. And nearly 70 years since the Korean armistice, the visit. You think about the Infrastructure Reduction Act. That's going to create jobs, bring manufacturing back home. You think about the Infrastructure Reduction Act. That's going to create jobs. On Xinjiang that was released just last night. The United States welcomes this important report, which describes authoritatively the abhorrent human, and he announced that the administration intends to repurchase oil for the SPR when prices are around $70 per gallon. Prices are around $70 per gallon. Themselves, that this would be the Inflation Reduction Act would be beneficial to that extra $300 billion in deficit. That is really important, as we have right now $1.7 billion in deficit deduction under this administration. It would help lower that even more, which is incredibly important. Right now, $1.7 billion in deficit deduction under this administration. It would, there is no shortage of opportunity or incentive for oil companies to ramp up production. We've made that clear. Oil companies are ranking in record profits, as we have seen. They have showed it themselves. We've seen it. ourselves. Clear. Oil companies are ranking in record profits, as we have seen. They have showed it themselves. We're giving them further incentive to increase production. Of course, we refrain the flexibility to replenish at any market price, but we wanted to clearly signal to producers that we will continue the market, to support the market in this price range. We refrain the flexibility to replenish at any market price. Can confirm they will consult on a variety of issues, of key issues, including opportunities to deepen Israel's regional integration and ways to advance equal measures of freedom, prosperity, and security for both Israelis and Palestinians. Equal measures of freedom, prosperity. To be listening to the people who live there, who have lost so much. He's going to be talking to the respondents on the ground who have been done tremendous work. As you know, the FEMA administrator will. He's going to be talking to the respondents on the ground who have been done tremendous work. And I would refer you to the United Kingdom government on the border logistics of the Queen's. On the border logistics of the thing that we're going to continue to do to be helpful to Europe as they head into the winter months. But this process of the task force already has had a positive effect, as we've seen. Europe gas shortage will be full by the critical winter heating season. Germany will reach their target gas shortage. Europe gas shortage will be full by the critical winter heating season. Germany will reach their target gas shortage. May apply for asylum in the United States and have their claim adjudicated on a case-by-case basis. That's how we see our role here and our part in this. And have their claim adjudicated on a case-by-case basis. That's very clear about this, is that they're using energy, they're weaponizing energy, and it's choosing to one of the things that has been out there, to shut down the pipeline of Nord Stream 1. So the sanction we've imposed, we believe, do stand in the way of the pipeline to continuing operating. So the U.S. and Europe have been collaborating to ensure sufficient supplies are available. As a result of these efforts, European gas shortage will be full by the critical winter heating season pipeline of Nord Stream 1. So the sanction we've imposed, we believe, do stand in the way of the European gas shortage will be full. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi, Karine.
Hi, Peter. You're like that kid in the class.
What kid?
I'm expecting an apple, like a nice shiny red apple. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, wow, no excitement in the room. Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, uh-oh. Doesn't sound very good. See what we got today. Okay. Now for the boring part of the news. Good afternoon. Oh, it's so good. Love it. Welcome back. I know you guys are excited to be back with us.